Imagine waking up one morning and discovering that 10 days of your life had simply disappeared. You go to sleep on October 4th, but when you wake up, it is suddenly October 15th. No war, no disaster, no magic, just 10 missing days. Did someone steal them? Was it a mistake? Or did the world decide to rewrite time itself? It may sound like science fiction, but this really happened. In 1582, millions of people across Europe experienced one of the strangest events in human history. A decision made by kings, scientists, and a pope changed the calendar forever, and still shapes your life today. But to understand why those 10 days vanished, we have to travel back more than 2,000 years, long before smartphones, before clocks, even before paper calendars. People depended on nature to understand time. The rising sun marked the beginning of each day. The changing moon measured the passing months, and the changing seasons told farmers exactly when to plant and harvest. Ancient civilizations carefully watched the sky. The Egyptians studied the stars. The Babylonians recorded the movements of the moon. The Greeks searched for mathematical patterns in the heavens. But no civilization influenced our calendar more than the Romans. Their earliest calendar was confusing. Months were added, removed, sometimes even changed for political reasons. As Rome grew into one of history's greatest empires, it became clear that a better calendar was desperately needed. Then one man decided to fix the problem. His name was Julius Caesar. With help from the brilliant astronomer Sosigenes of Alexandria, Caesar introduced an entirely new calendar in 45 BC. It became known as the Julian Calendar. For its time, it was a masterpiece. 365 days, with an extra leap day every 4 years. It brought order to an empire stretching across continents. People believed the problem had finally been solved. But hidden deep inside this remarkable invention was a tiny mistake. A mistake so small, almost nobody noticed it. Yet over the centuries, it would quietly change history. At first, everything seemed perfect. The Julian calendar assumed that one journey around the sun took exactly 365 1/4 days. That sounds incredibly accurate. And for ancient astronomers, it was an extraordinary achievement. But nature is rarely so simple. The Earth actually completes its orbit in approximately 365.422 days. That difference is only about 11 minutes every year. 11 minutes. Less time than it takes to drink a cup of coffee today. Year after year, those tiny extra minutes quietly accumulated. One year became another, then another. Generations were born. Empires rose and fell, and the calendar slowly drifted away from the real movement of the Earth around the sun. After hundreds of years, spring no longer arrived exactly when the calendar said it should. The stars appeared slightly out of place. The seasons slowly slipped away from their expected dates. Few ordinary people noticed, but astronomers certainly did, and so did church leaders. Because one of Christianity's most important celebrations depended on the arrival of spring. That celebration was Easter. As the calendar drifted farther from the sun, even Easter began drifting away from its intended date. A tiny mistake, only 11 minutes each year, had become a problem affecting millions of people, and solving it would require one of the boldest decisions in history. 1800s. The problem could no longer be ignored. The Julian calendar had drifted by almost 10 full days. 10 days. In over 1,600 years, that tiny 11-minute error had stacked up. And this wasn't just about farmers and seasons. This was about faith. Easter was supposed to fall on the first Sunday after the first full moon of spring. But spring on the calendar was arriving too early. The equinox, the moment when day and night are equal, was happening on March 11th, not March 21st. The Church had set that date at the Council of Nicaea in 325 AD, and now it was wrong. Imagine celebrating the resurrection of Christ on the wrong day. For religious leaders across Europe, that was unacceptable. Scientists wrote letters, monks kept records, astronomers begged for reform. But changing a calendar used by every kingdom, every church, every merchant, that meant rewriting time for an entire continent, and nobody wanted to be the one to say it out loud. Until one pope decided the world couldn't wait any longer. His name was Pope Gregory XIII. In 1582, Pope Gregory XIII gathered the smartest mathematicians and astronomers in Europe. Their mission? Fix the calendar, without breaking the world. The solution was brilliant and brutal. First, they corrected the math. A year was not 365.25 days. It was 365.22425 days. So they kept the leap year every 4 years, but removed 3 leap years every 400 years. Years divisible by 100 would not be leap years unless they were also divisible by 400. That one change made the new calendar accurate to within 1 day every 3,000 years. Second, they had to fix the past. To realign with the sun, 10 days had to disappear. So on October 4th, 1582, Pope Gregory issued a papal bull and declared that the next day would not be October 5th. It would be October 15th. Just like that. 10 days gone. Catholic countries like Spain, Portugal, and Italy obeyed immediately. People went to bed on October 4th and woke up on October 15th. Rent was still due. Saints' days were moved. There were riots. There were sermons. There were jokes about people losing a week and a half of wages, but not everyone accepted it. Protestant countries called it a Catholic trick. They refused to follow the Pope. Orthodox countries called it heresy. England wouldn't adopt it for another 170 years. Russia waited until 1918. For centuries, Europe lived with 2 calendars at once. Traveling 50 miles could mean traveling 10 days forward or backward in time. The world had rewritten time, and the world argued about it for 300 years. The Gregorian calendar didn't spread like a law. It spread like a rumor. Merchants had to track 2 dates on their ledgers. Ships arriving in port had different dates than the city. Birthdays changed. Contracts were disputed. Which calendar are we using? Became a serious legal question. In 1752, when Britain finally adopted the Gregorian calendar, they also had to delete 11 days. September 2nd was followed by September 14th. People protested in the streets. "Give us back our 11 days," they shouted. Cartoons showed the government stealing time. In Russia, the Bolshevik Revolution happened on October 25th, 1917, on the Julian Calendar, but to the rest of the world it was November 7th. That's why we still call it the October Revolution. Even today, some Orthodox churches still use the Julian calendar for religious holidays. So Christmas is celebrated on January 7th. One small error led to centuries of confusion. Today, almost every country on Earth uses the Gregorian calendar. Your phone, your school, your deadlines, your birthday. It's accurate. It's stable. It's invisible. But it exists because of that decision in 1582. Because a pope and a group of scientists decided that 11 minutes mattered. Every 4 years, we add a leap day. Every 100 years, we skip it. Every 400 years, we add it back. That's the rule keeping us in sync with the sun, right now, as you watch this. So what happened to those 10 missing days? They didn't disappear. They were never really there. They were a correction. A debt that time owed to the stars. History is full of wars, plagues, and revolutions, but few events change daily life for every human on the planet. Like the decision to delete 10 days. It reminds us of something important. That time isn't something we own. It's something we measure. And sometimes we measure it wrong. The next time you check your calendar, remember October 1582. Remember the riots. Remember the scientists, the monks, the kings, and the Pope, who all agreed to lose 10 days so that we wouldn't lose the seasons. Because in the end, time doesn't belong to us. We belong to time. And we're still living by a fix that was made over 400 years ago. 10 days, gone forever.